Being in LA, downtown LA at least, is exhausting by itself.
Yeah.
Met someone. So we had a few new Geeks Plus staff members this time, and there was one Geeks Plus staff member who was like her first time in LA. Right, in LA. And I remember walking back.
It was the first time in America.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Okay. So
First time in America.
I remember walking back from, so it was me, her, Maylin, and we were walking back from the convention center to the hotel that we were staying at. And we were like giving her all these tips and stuff. And we were like, the number one thing that you should not do is walk back by yourself, especially if it's off the beaten path. And
even during the day.
Even during the day. And what did we do? We were like, okay, we're only doing this because we are in a group of 3. So do not do this by yourself.
Yeah.
So we walk back to our hotel, and it's not even like we like walked a strange route or something. It was just some of the streets that were just a little bit quieter, right? And I remember on the way back, we by perchance we met someone that one of Maylin's acquaintances who also works for another anime company. And we they had a quick chat. And then we found out, so we said our goodbyes. She went off to the convention center. We found out literally 5 minutes later, after we said goodbye, she got punched by a dude. And
I heard about this.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
With the convention center was literally a 5-minute walk from where we were at. We weren't even like that far away from the convention center. So I was like, dude, this reminds me why being in downtown LA is just the complete worst.
She experienced GTA IRL.
Exactly, right? Exactly. Needless to say, all the stories have scared the shit out of the Geeks Plus staff members.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, rightly so. In some places, definitely in downtown LA.
Yeah, it's chill.
Yeah, it's chill. It's chill.
I'm one with the people.
Shut the fuck up. Give me points. So give me points. I need the points.
I want the point. Hey, the people need
but
points.
I'm one with the people.
But I'm one with the people.
You're one with the people.
Hey, I take advantage of the flights.
Hey, the people need the points, man.
Hey, the people need the points. Free flights. People need the points. People need the points.
Go with the man technique that Dinas told us, right?
Yeah. Throw a couple of dudes out there. Throw a couple of mans out there. You'll be all right.
Yeah. But how was your actually? You did a few panels, right?
You did a lot of panels too.
Yeah. I mean, we did the Honkai Star Rail panel together.
My God, yeah, we did do
Remember that?
Yeah, that was the first time I saw you guys in like 4 days.
We were like,
that was interesting because we had like I feel like that was a lot of Gaunt carrying. But also at the same time, there wasn't like a whole.
It wasn't kind of a lot of Gaunt carrying. It was a lot of Gaunt carrying.
Not that much for us to do.
No,
like, we kind of were like, and next up, this thing.
Well, the fact
that we're
that
talking about Honkai, we did a lot actually. Hoyoverse, that was a hard panel, right, guys?
No, it was great, but like I was stressing because I was like, oh shit, we have to do a lot.
Yeah.
I thought we have to talk a lot about the.
Well, because we had to go to like some kind of the day before we had to do a rehearsal for it, so I was like, oh shit, there must be like a lot on the table there.
Yeah.
And there was some stuff to do, sure, but like 3 of us have done so many panels collectively. We were like, how different could this one be?
Yeah.
And like it was your standard panel, just like introduce some stuff, ask questions to the guests,
Yeah.
Well, I think like rehearsals a lot of the time are just to quell worries as opposed. Well, it depends. At least for panels, I feel like they're just to like.
It's more for the actual organizers of the panel than the actual people on the panel. I feel.
Yeah, and I feel like that panel in particular, we had a lot of voice actors on stage, and I think they kind of carried the panel.
With their
100%
content for sure. We were just like, and next up we have another talented person.
Yeah.
Which is great. I mean, like, it was fun to host it.
Yeah, we would just ask a question and then they would just talk.
We have so many talented people on stage, and us 3.
Yeah.
But that was what we did our first Trash Taste panel. I remember that venue.
Yeah.
It was the big room, right? Yeah.
But I feel it's hard to do panels in warehouses. The audio, it like reverberates off the walls a lot, and it kind of fucks with your when you're trying to talk.
Yeah.
I much prefer the like better small like venues more designed for like.
And we didn't really do like an audio test either. We do.
It's fine.
Yeah. So it was like a little bit echoey. So some of the times I was just like, I want to like work off of whatever this person just said, but I could barely understand what they were saying.
It's hard to hear what your co-host is saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also think like being on doing like the live shows, I kind of realized how much experience that gave me in terms of.
Oh my god!
Like I remember I hosted the Warner Brothers panel with Suicide Squad Isekai. And, you know, had a bunch of co-hosts who were, you know, bless their hearts, were like really, really nervous and really, and like, you know, and really, really scared. And I was just like, oh, I'm nervous as well, but I need to act like I'm not nervous.
You gotta be the guy who's not nervous.
I gotta be the I gotta be the confident guy.
Yeah,
I'm shitting myself.
Oh yeah, you gotta be the guy who's like, nah, dude, we got this.
Yeah. And I was just like, okay, the one thing that being on stage has taught me is how to pretend to not be nervous.
Well, if you have that one person who you feel like you can like rely on stage, if someone's up there like crushing it, it makes everyone like, you know, a high tide raises all ships. Like, everyone does so much better. So even if you're like faking it, I think that gives a lot of confidence to people on the panel.
Basically just fake it till you make it.
Totally. Yeah.
How was your Black Butler panel? Because
that was really fun.
That looked like a fun panel.
That was I've done a lot of panels, all different sizes. This was like a 2,000 person panel, and I've never heard screams that loud in my life. That was a crazy scream. It was really cool. It was just fun. What a cool like opportunity that was. I also got to I'll fully explain. Did a panel where we were just did a panel with the producer. I think I want to say that correctly. Director and Daisuke Ono, the voice of Sebastian, Jotaro. Owens, basically every character you ever loved.
An absolute legend.
Literally.
I think he was Erwin in Attack on Titan as well.
He's kind of like the GOAT.
Yeah.
And he was so cool. So they kind of casually were like, hey, if you want to, like, we can like meet up and have dinner beforehand if you'd like to. And I'm like, yes, that would be fucking sick.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. So had dinner and so then I was talking Japanese with him and it was going great. Until I think I was about 30 minutes in. I think he thought that I was better than I was at that point. And then he started like, because I told him, oh, like, kantan nihongo onegaishimasu.
Yeah.
And then after that, I think it was going too smoothly where he dropped the kantan. And it just started becoming normal.
Well, I think he dropped the kantan the moment he heard you say the word kantan.
Yeah, maybe.
It's like, wait, you know that word?
But it was going great. It was going great.
Because I had exactly the same experience with like so many Japanese staff members now where we've gotten conversationally fluent in like bar talk.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
I can do like the kinds of talk you would have with someone who you met up with in a foreign country for 30 minutes.
All
of that conversation I can do.
Yeah.
But obviously, like when the dinner was getting into the 2-hour period, drinks were going, it was starting to get a little harder.
Your brain's on like full.
I had to really like lock in when he was talking. But it was really cool. I mean, like it was so fun, and he's so gracious, man. And he was telling me about like. He also was just like whipping out voices the entire time. He was just like. Were
you like, yo, do the thing.
No. So this is the most embarrassing thing. This is the most.
To Erwin, please do it again.
So we meet up, and I don't know what the word for like impersonator was in Japanese. I didn't know what that was.
Impersonator?
Or like to impersonate.
Monomane?
Monomane. Yeah. So the person who was introducing us was like, he does monomane of your voice, and then when he heard that, he kept going like. Do the voice. hey, do the voice though. Yeah. And I was like, no, that's embarrassing. I don't want to do it. Yeah. But he asked like 8 times throughout the dinner. He's like,
so you just wanted to know.
He's like, you gonna do it now?
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, shit, I'll do it. So I did it, and he was like, damn, that's good. I was like, don't lie to me. Don't look me in the eye and lie. But then he voiced some Street Fighter or some fighting game character that just would say things in English like guacamole or something. And he kept saying it during the dinner, really charmingly. You go like, super guacamole. I was like, what? God, it reminded me of like Natsuki, where he would just say things in English. Yeah. But he was really, really nice, and he was really gracious. He was like talking about how like he really like has a lot of respect for the English voice actors and stuff, because he dubs a lot of American TV shows and a lot of movies. Yeah. So he's like, yeah, no, I get it. It's same deal. We're all just trying to voice things. So he was really cool, very gracious. Then we did the panel. But the morning of the panel, I had to go and meet them at 8 a.m. in their hotel.
Damn.
So we met them in their hotel. But it turned out it was great for me, because as we were walking from this hotel, I kept getting stopped. People being like, hey, Connor, can I have a picture? With like 20 Japanese businessmen. They were like, wow, sugoi. Wow, sugoi, man. I was like, so I think, it played well into being like, oh, this guy must have some views who are going to show up.
Yeah.
That was helpful. And then the panel went great. And then we walked out. I walked out first. People were screaming. It was great. It was very cool. It was very fun to be back in front of like a Black Butler crowd.
Yeah.
And then the producer came on, screams. The director came on, screams. And then Daisuke Ono came out, and my ears nearly ruptured from like how loud the screams were. It was so intense. And then he kept...
That's why he's the GOAT.
He kept just going like, yes, my lord, and stuff. And everyone was just like freaking out.
I mean, I would freak out just
Yeah,
that. I'm
dude.
not even a Black Butler fan.
I'd be sitting there like, I'm going to come.
I mean, it's hard not to. And we had, we announced the Emerald Witch Arc, the newest arc, which was kind of hype. I was like, that's kind of cool that I got to be like, guys, dim the lights, we have an announcement.
Yeah.
Kind of felt like going full circle almost. Like, 10 years ago, I started doing this damn impression.
It is pretty impressive that like that fan base obviously, but also like just that series is still managing to pull out some like new cool stuff.
Yeah.
And like the fans are totally down for it,
The producers were saying that they said that the main reason it came back was the fandom in the West.
Oh, okay.
The fandom was big enough in the West.
The 93%.
No.
The 93%.
93% coming back.
I just helped a little bit in the lulls.
Yeah.
But one thing also that they mentioned, because in the latest arc, they play a lot of cricket.
Right.
And over
like-
this dinner,
like
cricket.
Okay.
And it came up. I was like, so how was it like doing cricket? Like, how was it like animating? Or did you guys know anything about cricket? And they were like, we had never seen cricket.
Yeah.
We don't know anything about cricket. It's not a thing in Japan.
No.
And they were talking about it like it was this mystical game that like ye old English people play. I was like, dude, I played that in school. I don't know. And then they were like, yeah, we found one club in Saitama that played cricket.
Oh shit.
I mean,
And
it makes sense.
It was a bunch of Pakistani people.
of course.
in Saitama who played cricket.
Of course, yeah.
And so they went to this club and just watched them play cricket.
Yeah.
And just studied it
Dude,
to get it right.
I remember years ago when I was working in Japan, I had to explain to my Japanese coworkers the rules of cricket.
It's kind of complicated.
I was sitting there for like 3 hours and they just were like, wait, so it's like nothing like baseball? I'm like, no, it's nothing like baseball. Stop trying to compare it to that because that's the only frame of reference that they have, right?
I mean, it's probably the closest frame of reference you can get.
And they were like, wait,
Throwball,
so
you
there are
hit
2 batters? And I'm like,
Yeah.
yes, there are 2 batters. It took them like 40 minutes just to wrap their heads around just the fact that there are 2 batters playing it. It's like, so they do they both hit the ball? I'm like, no, only one of them. It's like, what does the other guy do? It's like, he runs.
Yeah, he runs to get him out.
And when you bowl it, it has to hit the ground first.
Yeah,
you
and you can't bend your arm. And they're just like, what the hell is this like?
Yeah, I think it was just really interesting them talking about it.
Yeah.
Like you said, like it was just like the most alien thing.
Yeah.
And they were like,
Yeah.
the bat, it's amazing. One side is flat.
Flat.
Yeah.
The other is kind of like curved in a
Yeah.
triangle. It was just really interesting. It was really fun. It was very, very endearing.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, we played it in school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very normal.
Yeah.
It's, not,
It's a good
not that. Yeah, I don't know what the hell a baseball is, though. What the fuck is that?
It's like, why is it round like that?
Yeah, why are people running around in a square? I don't understand.
Yeah, what is it?
run in line.
Yeah, it's so much
It
quicker.
was, it was a really, really good panel, though. It was a really good panel.
Yeah.
A lot
Yeah.
of fun. We did the Hongkai one. I did a panel with Mouse as well
Oh, that was cool.
at
Yeah.
the Novo.
Yeah.
That was a cool venue. It was like a kind of like a theater where we would do one of our normal shows.
Yeah.
It was cool. It was cool.
Yeah, I did the Aniplex panel. So this year I hosted the Hongkai Star Rail. I've hosted Suicide Squad Isekai. And I hosted the new Sword Art Online GGO panel.
Basically,
So
if
it's-
you need an anime announced. All right, hit me up. Hit me up. All right.
So I remember saying on like a stream or something, I was like, yeah, I'm hosting basically the 3 things that make up Giguk. And then I had one of the Aniplex staff members actually, I think, saw that stream or heard me say that, and they were like, I can't believe you said that. Because I can't believe you missed out the most important thing.
What?
And she was like, I thought you were one of us. I thought you were a fake guy.
Oh shit!
How dare you put Sword Art Online above Fate?
I mean, I'm gonna have to agree with you on that.
And I was like, oh, I'm right. But yeah, hosted the
Those were great as well.
yeah
Oh, wow.
hosted the Sword Art Online one. Yeah, funny speaking about that because we did have like a lot of panels. We had
we did, yeah.
rehearsals before. got to meet up with my other panelists and everything like that. The one thing I wasn't expecting before the panel was, so we were just hanging out, waiting, just hanging about in the room, waiting for the panel to start. And then someone comes in the Aniplex office, and my handler from Aniplex side, she introduced me to this person. Turns out that this producer was the Ufotable Fate guy.
Right.
Wow.
He was the producer that was in charge of like greenlighting Fate Zero.
Damn.
The Unlimited Blade Works movies, basically everything to do with Fate and
Everything you
Ufotable.
Yeah.
Everything that made me a Fate fan, this man was in charge of.
Right.
God damn.
And
So he's like your god.
yeah. So I get introduced, and they describe me as, oh, do you know, this is the Fate person. This is the Fate guy. And I'm like, no. I'm just a lowly fan.
Yeah.
And this my handler was like, no, you do not understand. I need to show you something. She whips out her laptop. And she starts going through like all of my videos, and she starts off being like, so she starts explaining, Fate has a big fandom abroad. We have a very dedicated fan base, and some of his videos have helped spread the love of Fate to the international fan base. And the producer's like, I'm curious. Let me see. Let me have a look. Let me have a taste.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, I already hate it. I don't know about you guys. I hate
can't watch
it
someone watch my videos.
No.
when
It's the worst.
somebody watches.
It's a
my
YouTuber's
videos.
worst nightmare.
Yeah. So it is that feeling extrapolated because it's someone that I actually give a shit about.
You also respect.
And I actually respect.
And he's like watching Fate, Hurdy Dun.
And so she pulls up the very first Fate video I made, not the Fates, one of the first big Fate videos I made, which is the the
skit one?
TikTok-esque skit one.
Yeah.
And it was like, a 4-minute video, and I expected just to have a brief introduction about this
is it.
Yeah,
Stop.
this is it. We'll watch it for a few seconds, then stop. So she plays the video. The man fucking locks in.
What the heck?
So
He's trying to be respectful. You feel
no.
genuinely into it.
He was like, I thought, he's going to be respectful and everything, and we're just going to watch it for a bit. So she pulls it up. We're all standing up. She pulls it up, puts it on the table. Man just like locks in, puts the laptop down, puts captions on, and just leans
Wait, those
forward.
Japanese captions?
Yeah, that was like Japanese
Oh my
automatic
God.
captions.
Oh my
so
God.
he leans forward, and he's actually like, it is the most intense I've seen someone watching my content. Yeah. And
I'd be sweating bullets.
I'm like here, like sweating, like, oh my God. And
He's watching it like a TED talk or something.
Yeah. And so this is like the longest 4 minutes of my life. And it's like total silence, absolute fucking silence. And then there was a joke that about like the Fate visual novel, and he has a laugh. I'm like, oh my god, thank
Ladies and gentlemen,
you,
ladies
and gentlemen. All right, it's made an impact. These 4 minutes feel like 4 hours. I'm like, okay, it's finally over. I can go back to being casual. Video finishes. He turns around and he goes, can I watch the other one? And I'm like, no, you can't do this to me. You can't. And so my handler was like, all right, let me show you the long version. Loads up. I completely forgot. Maylin was also there at this point. She had walked in, and so she loads up this 24-minute video, and he is watching it in its entirety.
Oh
it's
my
not
God,
even like
It's not even at 2x speed.
Not even at 2 times
Damn.
speed, 1 time speed. And meanwhile, like I literally, like Maylin's like standing next to me, and I know the joke is that, you know, we call her mom.
Yeah.
She literally I did become like son mode when she was like next to me, because I was like literally grabbing onto her, being like, Maylin, get me out of here now. Get me out of here. I can't do this, Maylin. I can't do this. And she
stressful.
I was like sweating as much as she
It's like a
would.
parent-teacher meeting.
Meanwhile, Maylin's like that parent that just lives off embarrassing their kid.
Oh, yeah.
She's
Oh,
like,
no.
nah, you need to look. We're gonna stand here. I'm gonna watch him. Watch your stuff, and we're not going anywhere. I was like, Maylin, please get me out of it. Say we got a meeting or something, Maylin. I can't do this. But yeah, I end up standing there for like a full 20 minutes, watching this ufotable producer watch my Fate videos. And it felt like it went on for like 10 hours at that point. But also, at the end of it, he was like, that was genuinely great. I genuinely enjoyed myself. Thank you very much for everything you've done for the Fate community.
Hell yeah.
We exchanged business cards, and I'm like, I want to die.
See, at least there's a silver lining to that. At least he wasn't like
He liked
after
the
the
video.
at least it wasn't like after the 24 minutes he closes the laptop and he's like, we're gonna be filing a copyright claim.
That's what I was like. That's what I was sweating about.
Been like in like the 4-minute video, he could have been like, I've seen enough, like a minute.
Yeah.
That would have also been bad. Yeah.
Ah, shit.
At least he liked your shit, you know?
I was afraid he'd be like, actually, this piece of
Yeah,
information.
this is wrong.
This is wrong, actually. This isn't part of the timeline.
Damn.